Hello everyone, and welcome to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different themes, animes, the art of cosplaying, conventions, holidays, and so much more. Today we have a very special topic with one of our themes. It is Sailor Moon, long time coming, of course. So everyone's here, all dressed up, and very excited to talk about this topic. So let's go ahead and introduce the lovely guest and tea sippers here with me today, starting with...
Oh yeah, this is really gonna be fun. So anyways, greetings and salutations once again. I'm of course Ackley Attack. I go by he, him, and his pronouns, and of course you can find me on all of my social media platforms, like of course YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, my Patreon under the name Ackley Attack TV, and of course Instagram as Ackley Attack 4427. And I'm of course here in my gender bent version of Sailor Moon, of course, and quite obviously enough, I have good old Luna with me for, of course, this one. So yeah, I am really excited to talk about this one, as it is, of course, one of my all-time favorite animes of all time. So it's gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bella Rose Cosplays, your sweet grandma of the bunch. Cosplaying Caitlin Kierman from Arcane here. So I'm not in my studio, so I don't have my surprise Sailor Moon cosplay. It's Sailor Moon, but it's like a mix of something else. But Caitlin was ahead on me, so we're going with Caitlin today. But who knows, maybe Caitlin Kierman would love this show. Sailor Moon. So I'm cosplaying Caitlin Kierman from Arcane today. Ta-da! And you can find me on YouTube and TikTok under Bella Rose Cosplays. My Instagram is bellanarose.cosplays. And here you won't just see like all the typical cosplay stuff, but you also see behind the scenes and a little bit of some cosmetology in there. I am a licensed cosmetologist ready for you in this community. So
Sorry. Hello everyone. It's Jason again. Or you can just follow me on Instagram or TikTok under Crimson Fire Cosplayer. I go by he him.
Hi everybody, it's Naomi. You know me as Wow Blast Cosplay on TikTok, and today I am wearing my Sailor Mars shirt. Over to you, Valencia.
Hoping. Yeah, okay. I hope the dogs stop at some point, but I am Valencia Nicole Cooper, or as anyone else knows me on Discord as Rio Castle with the whole bunch of emojis and such. My other social media platforms are Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to find me there, as well as YouTube, where my channel is Alexis Silver. Be sure to check me out right there. And my Twitch as well, where I am Varian Empress Marin.
Alright, my name is Kelsey McDougald, and of course I'm a huge fan of Sailor Moon, and you said if I'm not comfortable to talk about my socials, so don't care. Okay.
That's okay. I want everyone to feel welcome and comfortable. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. So as always, my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as Jenford Cosplays 45. And I'm doing a take on Sailor Mercury, I guess with one. Is it Mercury? Yeah. First planet of the sun's Mercury. Oh my gosh. Mercury, just doing like a casual closet cosplay of her with the blue and the white. So also too representing Penn State. Anyway. Alright, and with that we have intros done out of the way with. I have one icebreaker question for everyone, which is the last show / anime you watched. You are now stuck in that world. Which show was it? And how screwed are you? Okay. It's for the Attack on Titan fans.
Oh no!
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. I guess pretty much of anything, given to, of course, what I've seen last month, I guess it was obviously Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, so quite easy enough. I think I would pretty much be stuck in that world of that anime, which is actually quite good because, well, I think I'll have an excuse to fight off some demons, as well as, of course, well, have a caring sister who is also a demon who's willing to, you know, fight demons themselves. So, Bella?
Okay. Scene set. Oh no. Where am I?
Mhm.
I've woken up at this place. There's a lot of squares. There's a lot of stars. Oh my gosh. Is that? Is that? The amazing digital circus?
Ooh. Nice one.
I have been trapped. Have I? Have I been transported to another world? Insane.
Mhm.
The last one I've really watched was Freerun, which I highly recommend. It's worth watching. And I think I'm safe. If it was an elf mage who can just be like, I cast Be Gone.
Hmm. Last anime or show that I watched, honestly, Spy Family, and I'm very excited for the podcast tomorrow. And season 3 just came out. Very excited. And how screwed am I? Well, it depends if I am a spy or part of the Estonia secret government. Because if I am, I'm screwed. Over to you, Valencia.
Let's see. Last one that I watched. Could it also be recent, actually?
Yeah.
Could I choose something recent? Okay. If I'm going to go with something that I just recently finished watching, it's going to have to be the Winx Club reboot that came out on the 2nd of October!
Really? They did that? I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Yep. And oh my gosh! It was so good. I was recording clips for Chelsea on Instagram for her to see. It was insane. I got to see the new transformations, the new looks for everybody, including a new villain and whatnot. I'm not spoiling it for anybody who has not seen it yet.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But if I had to be trapped there, honestly, I would not mind whatsoever because I would get to see a couple of my favorite characters at the very least. Chelsea.
The last anime and show I've ever watched, well, I've recently finished season 2 of Dandadan, which if you like supernatural, like anime kind of, if you like mythological fighting creatures, it's interesting a little. At first it gets confusing, but it'll get followed up to make it better, to explain. But the recent show I've watched was what Felicity mentioned about K-pop Demon Hunters, which is the best. If you have not watched it, be sure to watch it on Netflix. It's so good. The music is so catchy. Like, oh my
And who do you have to thank for getting you into the movie?
And a lot of music is on my feed.
I still haven't watched it yet, but
Same here.
We're doing a movie night. Everybody is
I have
going
my
to be
girlfriend's
watching
Netflix view,
this.
so
This is important. We have
This would be the
Okay.
first time watching it.
Get your popcorn. Get your drink.
I really love Shelby.
Get your cat, your dog, whoever.
bring
you're
me
going to
out.
tie me down to a
Into
chair
the
for
chair and you
look at
can
that.
watch it with you.
Oh gosh.
Forgot to tie you to. Forgot to
Go
tie
up
me
to the
down to
movie
a
snack.
chair to make me watch. Forgot to tie me down to a chair to make me watch it first.
No,
Good
no, no,
luck.
no. So, but yeah, all good shows. So yeah, I'm hoping one day to do a K-pop Demon Hunters podcast recording coming soon, future season. Anyway, so bringing it back, current show I just watched was actually Winx Club, the new reboot on Netflix. I'm on episode 6, so I appreciate not spoiling anything right now, but it is so good. The animation's a little wonky, but oh my gosh, a little part of Tiny Jen is just so happy seeing the girls back and rebooted. So I think I would have a grand old time, especially with Musa. She's my favorite. So love her.
Chibi Jen is screaming in excitement.
I know she is. And now she gets to cosplay one of them, so that makes her very, very happy. So right.
Yeah, the story writer man is actually going absolutely bonkers right now.
I know.
I'm imagining. Okay, I'm imagining with Jen screaming in her chibi mind. It's like the style of Ruby Chibi, so it's like ultra adorable.
Aw,
Same with everybody else. Ultra adorable Ruby Chibi animation.
We just need a chibi episode of our own of cosplay tea time. Like that'd be
Yeah.
who can I get to animate?
That would be interesting.
If somebody knows how to
wait.
animate.
I know, that's what we gotta do. So any animators out there watching, I got monies now. I pay you. Oh, and I also wanted to mention too, not sponsored by any brands or anything of that nature. So if we say something not sponsored, just thanks. So, and with that, Icebreaker is done and out of the way with. So I'm gonna jump right into today's theme, which again is Sailor Moon. So a little bit about Sailor Moon. It is a popular manga / anime created by, and I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, Nako Takichi. The manga was first published in December 18th, 1991, and ended on February 3rd, 1997. The anime ran from 1992 to 1997, with Sailor Moon Crystal running from 2014 to 2016. There are several films and other media such as card games, musicals, and video games. The story follows a middle school student, Usagi Tsukino, who talks to a cat named Luna, who tells her she is the reincarnation of a princess from the Moon Kingdom. Other guardians join up with Sailor Moon, and they set out on adventures such to fight against aliens and space travelers who try to attack Earth, yet Sailor Moon and the guardians help protect the Earth. So it's a little brief synopsis of it all. I'm sure there's much more layers to that, but that was the neat and tidy summary that I can come up with. So, and with that, we're going to go to our very first question, which is, what introduced you to Sailor Moon, and which Sailor Moon shows have you seen?
Well, pretty much on my part, that actually is a pretty interesting question, because there's a lot out there revolving around Sailor Moon and stuff, whether it be the original manga created by Naoka Takeuchi and stuff, or even both anime versions from the 90s and the 2010s, and we shouldn't pretty much leave behind both the Eternal and Cosmos movies that tie into the latter as well. Those are important. So I think what got me interested in Sailor Moon was probably all the way back in 2013 when pretty much when doing research on the original anime, I did actually watch one episode, to which I think it was from season 4, back when both Dink and Cloverway actually did it for sure, and I actually fell in love with it, and it really got me intrigued, of course, on my part, and plus, it really actually wanted me to discover more about anime, not just revolving around not just, of course, Pokemon, which I've stuck with during my time, but Sailor Moon is definitely the one anime that made me want to branch out pretty much on my part for sure, and since then, I've actually stuck with it ever since, and even put together a couple nice cosplays, like the one you see here on my part, and yeah, and I gotta say, I really am not letting that go anytime soon. I really do love it all the way. So, Bella?
Oh, so what introduced me to Sailor Moon was more on the art style. I have a pretty bad memory, so I don't really remember the Sailor Moon from the 90s that I watched a couple years ago. But I do know that I did watch both Sailor Moon um, series along with all the Sailor Moon movies years ago. It was after SwampCon 2023. I remember I just built like a really big, Jinx cosplay for the whole month and then went to the con. And then
Mhm.
I'm kind of just, resting and chilling. And I'm like, oh, I'll just start Sailor Moon and everything. So I remember watching like all of the Sailor Moon episodes from the first series and the second series for those 2 weeks because I was also in my prime of school then. So, um, yeah, I don't. So when I say don't remember, but I remember, I don't remember like a lot of the events that went down in the first Sailor Moon, like I do with some of the events that happened in the second Sailor Moon. But I do know, like, I do watch it. Like, I have the old checklist of shows.
I gotta think about this for a moment. If I recall correctly on my aspect, I think what introduced me to it was watching Pokemon back in the day. I usually get like commercials about Sailor Moon or other cartoons that we used to call now we just call anime. I believe I was watching Pokemon time on Toonami or something like that. It's been way too long, but I think that's how I got introduced, and I have only watched bits of the original, and that's pretty much about it. I haven't watched any of the other strips at all.
What introduced me to Sailor Moon was the reruns on early Toonami right before they pulled the plug in 2004 to 2005. And what was the other question? I zoned out.
What introduced you to Sailor Moon, and which Sailor Moon shows have you seen?
And what introduced me to Sailor Moon was actually Toonami itself, the early version of Toonami when it ran back in the early 2000s. Over to you, Valencia.
Right. Yeah, I was making sure no one was calling for me and whatnot, or if the dogs were still barking. But what had introduced me, I think I had watched a little bit of the original and never continued it in the past until I had found on Hulu before Dad had merged it with Disney Plus, Sailor Moon Crystal. Started watching that all the way through, and then just fell in love with it immediately because the art style was different. Like the storyline, I guess, stayed the same to the original, but immediately, the moment I reached season 3, fell in love with the ending credits song just beautifully. And then the shows that I've watched, I'm gonna add the movies as well. Sailor Moon Crystal, of course, is the one series that I started watching. I then watched Sailor Moon Eternal, which I watched both parts of the movie with Chelsea. And then before we had gotten to it, I had watched Sailor Moon Cosmos as well. Chelsea has yet to watch it, so.
Okay, for me, on how I got into Sailor Moon, I remember watching Cardcaptor Sakura, and then on a website, like Kiss Anime, I think it was. And when I was watching on TV, when they did Toonami, saw about Sailor Moon, I thought, looks interesting. Clicked and watched. I instantly fell in love. And I love Usagi because, well, she's a crybaby, but she fights for justice and for love. Thought she was a cool character. But when I got introduced to Makoto Kino later on, a lot of people say I can relate to her, and come to find out, I didn't know she shared the same birthday as me, and that's why I instantly like her and love her so much. That makes sense for me having a keychain. But ever since then, I've watched Sailor Moon Eternal with Valencia, as you mentioned. I have not watched Sailor Moon Cosmos yet, but overall, that's how I got introduced. I really love it.
I love it. Yeah. So a lot of variety there, whether it was like from websites or from like, television programs back in the day when we had commercials and all this stuff. So it's really exciting to hear all these different stories. So for me, I think I tried to watch the one on Netflix. I think that's the Crystals one. Might be wrong, but I tried to watch that one. I think it was 4 episodes in, and I was just like, I don't know about this. So I ended up not watching that. And then when we got, I think Hulu had it. When Hulu had it, I was like, all right, I'll try again. We'll start with the original. Maybe then I'll like the Crystals one. I think I was like 10 or 12 episodes in, and I was just like, I don't know if this is my cup of tea per se, but maybe another time I'll try. So there is one character that I did like, and we're gonna get into that with this next question, which is, who are your favorite top 3 characters in Sailor Moon? Top 3.
Oh wow, this is an interesting one by far because yeah, there are a lot of great characters from Sailor Moon. So if I have to pick my pretty much my top 3 favorite by far, I would probably have to say my first one would definitely have to be Ami, aka Sailor Mercury, because I really do love her character and her personality and stuff, and even some nice development she actually got, and plus she actually is very smart and intelligent, and of course helping the Sailor Guardians get out of a situation by far. And let's see, I also really do love Sailor Jupiter because of how rough and tough she can be. But yeah, either way, love her all the way. And of course, obviously enough, I can't forget about good old Tuxedo Mask. He's always there to lend Sailor Moon a hand by far, to which now I'm starting to realize on why I didn't sell on Tuxedo Mask instead of this, but hey, live and learn, I guess. So, but yeah, either way, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Jupiter, and Tuxedo Mask are definitely my top 3 favorite on my part.
So, my top 3 favorite characters. Okay, so Usagi most definitely, because every time she cries, it's so animated. It's just so cute and funny. It really is. It's just like it makes you want to cry with her almost, but like hilarious cry. Like, this is so funny, streaming. And then I could kind of guess like Tuxedo Mask a little bit. I don't really know. I'm not really one to pick favorites because I don't know. I have issues with making a decision. I have issues with picking a certain lane. I don't know. But I am gonna make a joke with you right now about the third character, Mousy. That's the joke. I see him running around in there, just fighting crime behind all the girls. I've seen him. Yeah. We were Scout Cheese.
Scout Cheese. It's like the moon's made of cheese. Must protect the moon.
Oh boy, top 3. I'd have to go with Sailor Uranus. Mars would be second, and I'd have to say Mercury would be third.
Good picks. My top 3. Well, obviously, Sailor Mars. I have like 5 pieces of merch, from the Funko to the plushie to the plushie over here, and this shirt, and I got a new figure of her. My second favorite is Sailor Jupiter. And I have 3 pieces of merch from her. I have her figures, her magic wand, and the snow globe. And as for my last Sailor Scout, I have Sailor Venus. I do have her cosplay bikini, but I don't have any other merch than that. Over to you, Valencia.
Right. So, if I'm gonna have to take a pick and whatnot, number 3 is gonna have to be Jupiter, obviously, because she also wears one of my absolute favorite colors, green. But she's also, just like me, when it comes down to like playing video games and such, rough, tough, absolutely freaking strong and whatnot in terms of fighting style. Second would have to be Uranus. And first and last but not least, I have her as my profile picture and my current nickname right now in the server, Neptune. I also had made something that when Chelsea was over.
Ooh.
Colored and themed perfectly.
And remember, I helped you out with the colors.
Over to you, Chelsea.
Thank you, Valencia. My top 3. My number 1, as people may or may not know, is Sailor Jupiter Makoto Kino. I have a lot of merch of her, the keychains, custom keychains, and even have the jewelry thing that Valencia helped me out as well. I wish I can find it, but I do have one. With the color schemes based on her hair, earrings, her rose earrings. I even have that as well. I wish I had the Sailor Jupiter plushie. My second favorite character is Usagi Tsukino, Sailor Moon. Can't forget the main character. He may be a crybaby, but fights for love and action for everything else. My third favorite, that is hard, honestly. But if I had to choose one, I have to say Sailor Venus. She is an absolutely beauty. I actually love her, especially since she has a disguise named Sailor V and becomes Sailor Venus. I thought it was really cool. And not only that, a little fun fact, the voice of English of Sailor Venus is actually the voice who does Asuna and Sword Art Online in English dub. That's what I love about her too. And over to you, Jen.
Thank you. Yes, a lot of good variety of characters. So, to round off this question, number 3 would be Sailor Mercury. Again, I love the colors blue and white, and she's the smartest of the bunch, so I try to be that sometimes. And then Sailor Moon, definitely, even though she's a crybaby, I do like her character. Like, once she gets locked in, like, saving the day, like, it's like, oh yeah, you do you, girl. And then number 3, to be a wild card, I'd say all the kitty cats. Luna, Artemis, all the cats, because I am a crazy cat lady, so, and I love the little one-liners whenever I was watching them. I'm like, these are pretty good, so, yeah, just to throw a wild card in there. You gotta love the cats. Alright, so up next, so those were more, I'd say, like, the more hero-ish characters, lawfully, neutrally good, but up next we have, which Sailor Moon villain is your favorite?
This is a tough one by far because there's a great variety of villains throughout Sailor Moon, pretty much on my part. But if I have to pick, pretty much, if I have to pick my all-time favorite, obviously I think on my part, I would probably have to go for everyone in the Dead Moon Circus by far. I just really love the creativity they put into each and every single one of the villains by far, and of course, pretty much, even though it wasn't actually shown in the original anime, I love the twists that they pulled off, and of course, the Eternal movies that had they actually shown off by far, and I'm willing to bet that maybe the same outcome in the manga as well. But yeah, either way, everyone in the Dead Moon Circus, I really enjoyed them. They're definitely my all-time favorite villains. So, Bella?
I don't know. You can't make me
Oh
choose.
gosh. All of them. Easy answer.
I don't know if it's all of them or if it's just none of them.
It could be none of
Like,
them.
I know you can't have a good story without an antagonist, a villain, if you say so. But like,
Mhm.
uh,
Oh dear.
No.
you can't make me choose. Not even the mouth can force me.
Oh jeez.
Oh dear.
Okay, done.
Anyway, carrying on. Who's next?
Jason.
Mhm.
It's been so long since I last watched it. Someone got to refresh my memory. I think there was one that was Sailor Galaxia.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, she's I think I want to say like they're polar opposite, but it takes all of them to just bring down like I especially want to say like the hardest ones. The hardest person they've ever had to fight was definitely her because she could wipe out a system with just a sneeze if she wanted to. It's like, oh yeah.
Mhm. My favorite villain. Honestly, this might be a bit of a basic answer, but Queen Beryl. I just loved her design. Over to you, Valencia.
All right, so I'm actually going to agree with Ackley here and say the Deadman Circus from Eternal was definitely one of the most craziest out of the villains ever. Mainly Queen Helenia.
For my
Mm.
favorite villain, I know it's kind of probably going to be a little basic, and even though it's based on one of the characters, but I just like the antagonist. I love the thread. I love how their hair is like Usagi, but it has to be Dark Lady. I love the pink hair. I love her thread. And not only just because it's Chibiusa, but just the way she was so villain-like. The Lunacy, like, oh my god, she's amazing. I love her so much. That's my favorite. Over to you, Jen.
Over to me. So I think I'll be basic as well, and I'll say Queen Burrell. Just again, didn't make it that many seasons and all that, but I did love like the way she talked, the way she moved, the way she dressed, and everything. So I'm actually basing a villain OC on her, and it's gonna be so creepy and cool at the same time. So I'm very excited for that. So that is that. Let's see. Up next, we have what is your favorite moment of the show?
Well, I guess to answer that question, though, hopefully I think the lawnmower outside won't be able to overlap me by far.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm already getting overlapped by the lawnmower man as we speak. But anyways, if I were to pick my favorite moment, I think it's pretty much a tie between. I think it was pretty much both from the original anime and from Crystal by far. So I guess for the original, you know, I think they both land on the same category. So I'm definitely gonna say for the original, I love the final battle between Sailor Moon and the Guardians and Queen Beryl in the original, and of course, obviously not the final battle. And of course, the first season of Crystal as well. And yes, I know they're both the same, despite being different villains. But I really do love from both anime by far. So Bella.
So I have a couple favorite moments from the show, like my peak favorite moment. Um, the first one would be when you got introduced to Sailor Uranus. I thought it was pretty cool to see that representation in the show, most definitely. Um, because nowadays we do have representation in a lot of shows. But I like how with Sailor Moon, they made you kind of just like stop you like, wait a minute. When it came down to Sailor Uranus, And I know like another moment in the show that I really love is whenever you meet Usagi's daughter from the future,
Hmm.
and just all the events that happened when from the time that just like cute wholesome moments, of course, when the Usagi's future daughter is like living with Usagi and her family till when down to like the final fight with like Usagi's daughter, when you actually see her as a villain and she's matured, like she just has like a matured look there. She like, looks so much older, which I thought was like okay, like that's interesting to see too. I guess all my favorite moments were like moments that were interesting to see, but I don't know, I really like seeing that. I thought it was like pretty cool and interesting and all that fun jazzy jazz.
Oh gosh. I know it's been so long since I watched it, but I think my favorite moment, and I think a lot of people would agree, is the first time Usagi goes Sailor Moon. Um, I guess the first, I want to say alien she encounters, like necromancer. I don't know what to call it, but because that very much set a high standard point for like magical transformations throughout anime history. So
Oh, my favorite moment in the show was honestly when Sailor Moon met Rei Hino, aka Sailor Mars, and she slapped her with the like prayer paper on her face. That was hilarious. Over to you, Valencia.
I apologize. I had to take my glasses off because they're a little dirty at the moment. But if I had to pick my absolute favorite moment from Sailor Moon Crystal, however, I am gonna have to choose the best moment in season 3, where everyone in the current Sailor Moon crew before the Outer Guardians joined, which would be Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Saturn. It was during Michiru's concert, who is Sailor Neptune, and the violin that she like plays and such, the music from it just like absolutely beautiful.
For my favorite moment is when Usagi first met Makoto Kino as she was a transfer student from her old school to do a new school. And of course, the boy told her to stay away from her because she likes to pick fights. But Usagi just ran up to her thinking, oh, she's just a nice friend. We could talk to her. And not knowing that she was going to be an upcoming Sailor Scout, which later on, when Sailor Moon was in trouble, Luna told Makoto to transform into Sailor Jupiter. And I love how she was carrying that mega thing saying, what are you doing to my hero Sailor Moon? It throws it out of this. And the lightning power is so perfect for her. I love Jupiter. Over to you, Jen.
Yes, so let me see. A favorite moment of the show? I'm trying to think. I only watched a little bit of it, but again, I do like the villainess in that first season. That she was just very cool, mysterious, that sort of thing. I like it when Sailor Moon meets the talking cat. She's just like, oh, this is weird. So, yeah, anything with a cat's good too. And I want to make mention too, always got to bring Ruby, show Ruby RWBY into the picture because there is like in the Chibi episode where Jean transforms into the Sailor Moon, with like the whole transformation and the outfit and all this stuff. It is such a like random adorable moment. So one of these days I'm gonna cosplay that and do the whole thing and stuff. So I do have his outfit. So I wanted to bring that up
The
too.
best reminder of this episode.
I'd have to find that okay, because I don't remember if I've seen that one.
What, the Chibi episode? I'll share it later.
Yeah.
It'll be in there. Trust me. I'll share it later. Yes, okay, so back to the questions. We have another one, which is which Sailor Moon costume is your favorite?
Oh boy, this is a tough one by Farah. I think, pretty much on my part, I think it would pretty much have to be, well, obviously, pretty much give it to, of course, what I actually have on. I can't go wrong with, of course, the OG Sailor Moon costume by Farah, because, well, it's pretty much how Usagi Tsukino actually got her star, of course, becoming a Sailor Guardian, and I do love all the other ones on how they grow and evolve, but I think we can all agree the OG costume definitely holds a place in everyone's heart. So, Bella?
So, when it comes down to Sailor Moon costumes and Sailor Moon cosplays that I've seen around online, and I've definitely like seen on the show, I don't really have a favorite when it comes down to the Sailor Moon transformations. Just because with a lot of the protagonist characters that are Sailor Moon, 95% of all of their outfits, it's the same base. It's just different colors and different color combinations. Which I find pretty cool because as a cosmetologist, I'm obsessed with, analyzing, like the different, beauty trends and different, like face shapes and body shapes and all that stuff when it comes down to trying to like recreate these looks not just for myself but for other people who might want to commission these for me. But I know when it comes down to wigs,
In all fairness, I have to say, like, I think all of them really are good. I mean, the designs, the coloring schemes, the way they're drawn out, they're well done. But honestly, I just say Usagi's princess dress is definitely the best thing because it looks like something you see at a royal wedding. It's that beautiful.
My favorite costume. Oh, I would probably have to say Sailor Mars's princess dress. That is gorgeous. And normally I do not like long dresses, but that fiery red dress she wears, absolutely stunning. Over to you, Valencia.
I'm also choosing like one of the others, of course, which would be Sailor Neptune in her princess dress as well from Sailor Moon Eternal. Absolute stunning color. It actually fits like the color of her Sailor Scout uniform and her hair, and it's just like you can tell that. Sure, everyone else looks fantastic in theirs too. It's mainly certain ones that stand out to you, though. Now, for example, for me, and most likely Chelsea, it would be Neptune and Jupiter's dresses from that moment. Like, the colors just explode brilliantly.
And just like
Over to you.
Sorry about that cutting off, but just like what you said, it is true. My favorite costume for Sailor Moon has to be Sailor Jupiter's princess dress. It is absolutely beautiful. I wish that we find a cosplay like that, but I don't dig long dresses. But if it's Jupiter, I love her. I like to do it. I love to try it out. Especially I have the earrings. So Princess Jupiter for the win. Especially I actually have a custom keychain of it. I'll
Mm.
put it to you, Jess.
So it seems like princess dresses are the favorites, as well as the original Sailor Scout outfits as well. So I will say I have seen photos of the main character like dressed in like a white dress. I think they call it like the Serenity dress or something of that
Mhm.
nature.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very elegant and very simple, but it is something about it. Just it looks very regal and very flowy and just so pretty. One time I saw an artist do Pyranikos in that dress and everything, and I was like, ooh, I have the wig, I get the dress, who knows? So yeah, seems like a lot of dressing up. So let's see, up next, this one's a bit different than I was thinking about, which is if you were a Sailor Scout and you could guard a planet, which planet would you want to guard?
Mm.
Oh
Ooh.
man, that's actually an interesting question by far because yeah, there is a lot out there to choose from. But hey, I guess given for the fact, given to pretty much me having pretty much a main character, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, by far, I would definitely have to go for Earth, hands down, as my planet to choose from, and yeah, I think maybe a bit of blue and green to really mix it up a bit, because well, hey, I need to do something to match Earth as well, and yeah, maybe a little bit of a white as well. So, but yeah, either way, it's probably what I would think of at the top of my head. That doesn't require a really, really long story by far. But yeah, either way, I know I sound biased for saying it, but Earth is definitely the planet I would definitely protect hands down. So, Bella?
I'm gonna side with Acme and say Earth because who wouldn't want to fly around and be all like, I will save you, and then with a whole new team of other um Earth heroes. I can fly, I can possibly not fly.
Hmm.
It doesn't have powers. Anyway, this is Sailor Moon, this is not Marvel.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree with both Ackley and Bellic. I mean, trying to guard other plants would be a hassle because you're dealing with other issues. Like you're kind of also dealing with the same issues they would have. Like, oh, we have these baddies we want you to get rid of. It's like, I want to defend Earth. It's my home planet. I mean, I would fight to the death if I have to, just to protect the planet.
Honestly, I would have to steer in a completely different direction. And I would have to say Mars. It's the planet of fire and the planet of most fire signs, mostly. Over to you, Valencia.
Great. If I'm gonna have to take a pick here. Honestly, if I really wanted to really pick here, yeah, I would probably want to protect Neptune alongside the actual Sailor Neptune.
Mm,
I would go for a darker shaded turquoise, honestly, for my uniform.
My turn, Cynthia? Okay. For me, knowing it's my girl, but Jupiter. I love Jupiter. It's also because it's my favorite character and my favorite scout, which I would love to protect her too. But yeah, I have to go with Jupiter. Over to you guys.
So, I'm gonna be an oddball as well. I'm gonna say and protect Mercury. Yes, it's closest to the sun. It's probably very, very hot, but I'm tired of dealing with the cold. setting in early and it's not doing me good for my bones. So I would go Mercury. Got to protect the first planet. So it just spins around super fast. Let me see. Up next we have if you could become a Sailor Moon character for a day, which character would you become and what would you do?
Oh wow! Yeah. Again, there's a lot to choose from, and well, yeah. And I know I know I didn't mention it earlier, but if I have to choose, yeah, I think I was originally going to say Sailor Mercury, and of course having the same characteristics as she would by far, to which that would be awesome. But I guess the more I thought about it, I'm thinking I would probably go for a Sailor Plugo on my part because I just really love what she actually had provided by far. And well, if I ever have the same powers and abilities as her, I would actually probably use it to go time traveling and maybe just well rewrite history on my part. So, but yeah, either way, it's what I can say on my part.
So I don't think there's a Sailor Moon character that I would want to be for a day because I would want to be my own Sailor Moon character. I like to keep it fresh. I like to keep it real. I like to keep it like one of those cool babies with sunglasses on, just living their life in their crib, you know? So, got the little baby music playing. Yeah, I feel cool right there. I'm my own cool baby Sailor Moon character. Also, that would be pretty cool. A baby as a Sailor Moon scout. Yeah, yeah, there it is right there. There's the cuteness right there. Fighting crime with cuteness. But like, I don't know. I will probably like discover myself as like this really cool Sailor Scout. You know, let's go with Sailor Scout baby. I would discover myself as this cool baby that's a Sailor Scout. And then oh yeah, I'm imagining it. And I was like, oh look, I have powers. I have powers. Baby powers. And then I would use those powers. You mean villain. You know? So, yeah. Cool baby Sailor Moon.
I know this might sound strange, but I have to go to Tuxedo Mask. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to go around hiding, being incognito and be like, okay, who's that, who's that handsome man running by with using roses as a weapon? Because, well, I mean, why not? What happened to that man? He got attacked by roses. He's trying to get straight to the point.
Who would I want to be? I would probably, I would say either Sailor Mars or Sailor Uranus because I have personality traits of both Sailor Scouts. I have Mars's fiery passion, and I'm quiet like Sailor Uranus, and I don't want to bother people, and I don't want to be bothered. Over to you, Balenciaga.
So I've only got like 1 minute until my alarm goes off, so I gotta feed dogs in a moment.
Okay.
So I have to be quick about this. If I'm gonna have to take a pick, I'm probably gonna have to literally think on this, especially if my brain is going into overload right now. And my alarm. Son of a. Get out of here. All right. I gotta wrap this up before I go down there. Yeah. So if I'm gonna have to pick, what I would be as a Sailor Scout, really, I would probably be my powers would probably be related to like water or ice, really. If I had to choose it. But if I had to go from a different perspective, however, and I'm doing this because of one of my Wattpad books that I am working on. Still have yet to. I'd have like a completely different like physique and such because of the type of gender that I am. And literally, yeah, I would probably be that exact character because he is actually, like the one for Sailor Neptune and whatnot in the book. But he is also based off of the game Destiny 2, which is something that I mixed in. So there's that. So if I had to take a pick from either side, I would definitely go for the Destiny 2 route, honestly, because that's my Sailor Moon Crystal character for that.
That's good.
So, all right, Chels, your turn.
All right, for me, that is a good question because I relate to Soggy and kind of Makoto Kino, but if I had to be a Sailor Moon character for a day, I gotta say my girl Makoto Kino. Especially how she is with video games. I'm very competitive. I don't like losing. And when I lose, I feel like Makoto like to buy it and be like, nah, one more game. I want to win.
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
I would have to also Makoto Kino as well. I know she loves to cook, so especially if I want to learn how to cook well, especially when I take Makoto's advice, I would like to do that. Over to you, Jen.
Real quick. All right, wrapping up this question. Which Sailor Moon character would I be for the day? Easy answer: Sailor Mercury. She likes books. I like books. She likes reading. Just go out, fight alongside friends and all of that. So I think that'd be good old times. So speaking of good old times, I have one more question for this podcast recording, at least on my list. I have one left, which is, has Sailor Moon inspired you in any way and how?
Actually, yeah, it has on my part. I think Sailor Moon, pretty much in general, whether it be the manga or both versions of the animes, or of course the movies, and we haven't even mentioned both the live-action adaptation, nor even the musicals as well. Those are actually very important as well. I think Sailor Moon, for me at least, it really actually helped me, and of course, start branching out for other anime that I've been wanting to get into for some time, and I guess pretty much without it, I wouldn't be where I am right now for sure, especially with, of course, me and my cosplay that I actually have on in its entirety. So yeah, either way, I think I really owe Sailor Moon pretty much a whole lot on my part, in, of course, shaping up for my love of anime as it is today, for sure, and of course, I know I'm not the only person who would actually think that as well. So yeah, either way, it was a whole lot of fun, and I do hope later on down the road, we'll probably see another incarnation of Sailor Moon anytime soon, but we're gonna leave that for the future to decide on that. The Moog is always wide open for that. So, Bella?
Like any other show, Sailor Moon has inspired me to kind of keep going, keep doing what I do, on a career level and on like a level of being a cosplayer. Just because, with the different animation styles, it has in the cosplay community opened up an endless amount of experimentation for the beauty and the fashion industry. And I think that what has inspired me most of not just Sailor Moon, but every other show that I've ever come in contact that I've watched, including movies and books and podcasts, and including celebrities and people.
I think the way it, well, what's the word to use? What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Like, how has Sailor Moon inspired you in any way, and how?
Being as Taylor, I would say Sailor Moon was like the first anime I watched along with Pokemon. It's inspired me to watch more and more, and I got hooked because of that. So it's gotten me to where I am now. So if I haven't watched stuff like that back in the day, I'd be very different.
Mhm.
Over to your Discord.
So how has Sailor Moon inspired me? Honestly, it's inspired me to be more assertive with people, especially because when we first met Usagi, she was a crybaby, but she learned to be more assertive and more vocal about like, hey, this isn't right, or hey, I don't like the way you're acting. Over to you, Valencia.
So, how it inspired me, as I had mentioned previously, story writer. I am obsessed with writing my own stories, mainly for Wattpad. One of my books that I currently have an idea on right now is literally a crossover between a game that I play and the show itself. I am now also over here coming up with another idea, and this is what happens, honestly. Anytime I start talking about a topic, this is what happens. My brain just starts going into overdrive. But it has inspired me to do like a little bit more, like expand my horizons in terms of adding Sailor Moon Crystal to whatever I am like applying to the story. Over to you, Chels.
Sailor Moon has inspired me to never give up, for no matter what life hits you hard and rough, you can always get your back up, especially if you have friends with you around you, like how I have Valencia, Jen, and everyone else around here too, to embark every journey, no matter the way you step. Inspires me to watch other animes as well, like Tokyo Mew, Cardcaptor Sakura, and the others that are magical girl related, or like my video editing as well of my creative industry of how it helps me, especially loving to choose the music specific for the character that fits, like Reiki song Fire, that would actually fit so well because since he's a fire element, it speaks to her very well. And you know what? That song fits for her. As she did it, as she fit. I love it. Over to you, Jen.
Yes, and I love hearing like all these little stories come together of just how Sailor Moon has inspired you, either personally, either like impacting like your growth, or impacting you creative wise and everything, whether it's writing or video editing. Like that in of itself is very inspiring. So I will say, lately, I don't know if it's because of me posting about the whole Sailor Moon podcast recording, I have been getting TikToks and Instagram shorts of, like Sailor Moon, like little edits and cosplays and stuff. And to think that, this series started like almost over 30 years ago, and folks are still interested in talking about it, cosplaying, doing art for it. Like, I feel like in some way, like, it does inspire them to want to be better, be stronger, be more assertive, like Naomi said. So I feel like that's just such a wonderful thing for the community to come together. And it feels like a very wholesome community, so, which is also very, very lovely. So, let's see, that was all my questions for Sailor Moon podcast recording. But as always, I like to turn over to the guest and T-Sippers, see if they have any thoughts, last minute stories to share, questions from folks here in the tea room, or for viewers out there. So we will start with Ackley.
Well, I've got no questions on, of course, my part, but I'm really glad to jump in on, of course, talking about this anime series by far. And well, I guess if anything, it really does fit in the mood on my part. I'm really glad that I got to do it, despite the fact that I pretty much I was, of course, being a little bit distracted by the Lawnmower Man, but spoiler alert, I defeated the Lawnmower Man in secret on my part. So yeah, that'll be an interesting joke for me to put together, like Sailor Moon versus the Lawnmower Man. Spoiler alert, Sailor Moon won. So, but yeah, nevertheless, I'm glad to talk about this subject matter, and yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. So, Bella.
I don't think I have a question, but some advice that I like to give is that some advice that I'd like to give is that if something is impacting you like positively in your life, it's like just keep letting it happen because you need a positive vibe in your life, and because a lot of people like Sailor Moon is positive in their lives. So keep loving Sailor Moon if you love Sailor Moon. And if you hate it, just walk away. It's fine. You won't notice. We're too busy watching ourselves.
I had a thought it was from before, but you were asking about the questions for like you choose to plan to defend. Like I also had thought, wouldn't you also be defending the moons of the planet as well? Like if you're defending Jupiter, you're defending all of its planets, like Deimos, Thamos, those ones.
You bring up a good point, and yes, I feel like you would have to defend the moons because let's not go into National Geographic here. And, like my brain and stuff. It's like, yeah, the moons do impact the planet and how it rotates and all that good stuff. So yes, you would have to also defend the moons as well. Love and cherish the moons.
Honestly, this has been a huge topic in the Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball communities, but who do you think would win, Sailor Moon or Goku?
Can we answer that?
Oh god, the mother and the father of anime.
For everybody in the tea room and viewers, because you do have to.
Well,
because you do have to remember. You guys do have
this.
to. Sorry, Jason. But you do have to remember, you do have to power scale them because you have to remember their powers come from either strength or the planet itself.
Oh wow.
From what I always hear is that Goku would lose the Sailor Moon, but it's like like I'll be honest, it can vary. It depends because Goku's training like almost every day, and I mean the Sailor Scouts, they just live normal lives. So
I'd have thought. Isn't Goku the one that like takes forever to like charge up and stuff? I heard that.
Yes.
And the Sailor Moon Scouts, they just transform, and then all of a sudden we're powerful enough and pretty enough to defeat a monster. So
yes,
my money's on Sailor Moon.
We also remember Goku likes to fight fair and not dirty, so he would fight everyone fair and square.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess for me, I don't really know how to answer that, so I'll have the soup.
Oh, this is adorable.
Soup.
Cheese soup. We're gonna make that a thing. Cheese soup.
That's already fondue. That's all fondue.
Oh, fondue. Yeah.
Yeah. You have the cheese.
You have the cheese soup.
Oh, the cheese. Yeah,
Actually, what did you just start? No, it's okay.
Yes. I get the cheese.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Does anybody else have comments? Sailor Moon versus Goku?
Yeah, I am gonna mention that on Instagram, somebody had put it in their story, Chelsea.
Oh.
It is.
Just a casual call out. I'm like, I know it was you.
No shade, please.
But honestly, to add to this, if anything, like if I was to really put a like mindset to it all, it's really just like one giant story idea after another, because like you see so many different things happening in this show, like ideas are bound to pop up. Same goes for if you're doing crafts and such. Good example. And I just this is the little thing that I had made when Chelsea was over. This was my Sailor Neptune inspiration right here for craft ideas, and then I ended up getting another one if I had another wooden box in the proper paint colors. So I literally got like boundless creativity right now here. Chelsea?
Yeah, when I saw those pink lightning bolts, and this is a little off topic, but when I saw the pink one, I thought of you, Jen, for the Nora Valkyrie idea.
Oh, yes. Put Nora in the mix. Yeah, that I want.
Yeah, that's what I thought about.
Yes.
Jen, this is an idea. You could do like a Sailor Scout version of Nora.
I want to. Yeah. Somebody did art of that. Somebody did art of that, and I need that in my life.
I have never seen art of that. So
I think I saw like Ruby Sailor Scouts.
Yeah,
People cosplaying Ruby Sailor Scouts, like
lie.
Nice.
But yeah, if I had to say for one thing, if I had to say one thing, and I know one of my friends' parents gonna hate me, but I gotta say Sailor Moon. Comparing of Dragon Ball. He made this about me saying Dragon Ball may be better than Sailor Moon, but he doesn't watch Sailor Moon, so he can't be talking.
Facts.
I mean that's true. You gotta learn the anime, both animes. I mean, I hardly watch Dragon Ball, but I'm not saying it's bad. I just never find it appealing. It's too long to catch up. Especially you gotta catch
Fair enough.
throughout that. And not only that, Goku can turn into Ultra Instinct, but you can't forget Queen Serenity. You cannot forget Queen Serenity. It's not. It's like both equal, but if you can think about it, it's like fighting like one against one. They're basically mother and father of the anime. That's what they call it.
In other words, you're just pitting two gods against each other. That's pretty much it.
Exactly. Then not choosing a goddess and a god each other. Like they're both equal. Yes, I have seen Sailor Moon for the thing.
Their fight would obliterate the entire universe. No joke.
It would. It would.
I know this is true.
Okay.
Okay.
So to wrap that up, Naomi, interesting question. Let me see. Any other questions or thoughts? No?
I think I do have one.
Let me see real quick. Valencia, did you have any questions for folks in the tea room or for viewers out there?
Yeah, actually, I guess like a question that I could put out to the viewers and such would be like, let us know down in the comments, like if you were following along with the questions and such, like who your favorite is, who are your top three, and so on and so forth. But also, a question from me personally is like, what ending song do you love from seasons 1 and 3 of Sailor Moon Crystal? Mine is, of course, Eternal Eternity from Sailor Moon Crystal. Season 3, right there.
Okay.
I'm currently listening to it right now, actually.
Fun.
Nice.
We don't get copies.
I've just been listening to it on loop this entire time.
Oh my god. That's funny. Oh, is that for everybody?
Yeah, it was for like every viewer. Like, name off like which ending credit song is your absolute favorite.
I will post that in the comment down below. So we'll have a long list of questions, so I hope folks are gonna be able to respond. Let's see. All right, so Valencia just finished. Chelsea, any last minute thoughts, questions, stories, all that good stuff?
All right. This question came from an idea from my friend of mine that Valencia also knows, Corbin, aka Wolf Ninja. So he wanted me to ask for you guys and the viewers as well, if so, they can leave a comment too. If Sailor Moon had a crossover, what anime or game would they cross over with?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. I like that.
Yeah, that is a very good question. You're gonna have to let him know that.
Yeah.
Let him know.
I will.
Yes.
This was his idea. He told me this
That
yesterday.
was
Let's see, we're gonna start with Ackley. So
That's like a beautiful
Ackley, Sailor Moon X crossover. Which anime are you choosing? Just one anime. Let's not do 50.
Well, that's actually an interesting question. But if I had to pick an anime that I want to see a crossover with Sailor Moon on, I think it would probably have to be Pretty Cure on my part because, yeah, when you really look at that said franchise, it really took the basics of course, Sailor Moon, but just upped it up a bit to a whole different level on my part. So, but I think it would depend on any version of Pretty Cure out there because there's a ton out there in that said franchise. But yeah, nevertheless, that's the one anime series I want to see a crossover with Sailor Moon on my part. And plus, it's even done by the same animation studio that actually did both anime by far. So, Bella?
Would it be fair if it was Sailor Moon the Last of Us? No, hear me out. Sailor Moon Scouts, okay. Fighting off the creatures that are in The Last of Us.
Yeah, like
The
this.
creatures in The Last of Us would be just gone.
I know.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if it was Ellie or with Ellie Williams, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. See, Jason, Sailor Moon X crossover, just one show.
You know what? I think a lot of people are gonna be confused as well. So I'm gonna say My Hero Academia.
No.
I mean, if you really
Ooh.
kind of do think about it, Izuku and Serenity would get along so well because they like to cry a lot.
Yeah. Oh, my heart. Let's see, Naomi.
I think, Jason, that they are almost the same zodiac sign. Basically, they're almost the same exact zodiac sign. That's why they get so emotional. Crossover. I would probably have to say Dragon Ball because the fighting styles seem almost similar with like the Ki Blast from Dragon Ball and the like Moon Prism powers that Sailor Moon has when especially when she's like using the Sailor Wands and everything. The attacks just seem so, similar. Valencia?
If I had to pick a show for a crossover with Sailor Moon, mainly Sailor Moon Crystal, however, what would I pick? That is honestly something that I'm gonna have to really think on. The cogs are currently spinning right now. They really are. I guess if I had to really choose here, I would probably go with what Ackley had said. Definitely, like Glitter Force for certain. Like it doesn't matter which Glitter Force series, either one of them would actually work.
I'm sorry, there's a bug. I'll make mine really short and easy. Ruby. Ruby, I wanna see
Yeah.
John for real life do the Sailor Scout thing, and I would love to see Nora in it, and I want to see the Sailor Scouts try to figure out how to defeat Salem and the Creatures of Grimm. So that's my answer. Chelsea, what's yours?
Mine probably be Card Captain Sakura. I could just definitely see it. I could see Usagi and Sakura being very great friends. Definitely. That's my answer.
That's my answer. Those are very good questions. Make sure you thank your friend for that question, because
I
it's a good
know.
one. Let's see. Any other questions, Chelsea?
Not that I know of. That was a friend. That was my request that my friend made for me yesterday, and I thought that was an actually brilliant question for all of you guys and the viewers to enjoy.
Yeah, I think it'd be very, very
So,
interesting.
if there's any other crossovers you think would also be good as well, please leave a comment down below.
Leave a comment.
This request was from Wolf Ninja. Okay, COVID.
Yes. So, no, it was very, very good. Lovely conversation, I will say. So, yes, so I just want to say, that pretty much wraps up Sailor Moon. Just want to say thank you all for sticking around, watching. We'll have a very long list of questions down below. But as always, I already turned it over to you guys. I don't know what I'm saying. I will say, what are you all doing? What are you all doing? My brain's starting to melt and you all are trying to do some weird thing. What are you guys
I can
doing?
see this chain reaction.
I know
going on.
it is.
Oh,
It's like when
hey.
people do the wave in the stands. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the guest and tea sippers that joined today. I think everybody here is a tea sipper, which is awesome. So thank you all so much for sharing. If you're a viewer out there and you'd like to join Cosplay Tea Time, make sure you message us on our Instagram, Linktree down below. Make sure to follow and support our lovely guest and tea sippers here. Watch a couple episodes here or there. Have a lovely spot of tea or whatever beverage you may have. If you want to join, must be 18 years or older to join, just for safety measures. I will say we're in the middle of season 7 recording, but we will have future recordings down the road. I just mentioned a few that I want to do, so it's very, very exciting times. So, and with that, we're going to take off into our little corners of the world, but just want to say thank you all so much for joining. Really appreciate the conversation. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And as always, we will see you next time for tea. And as always, keep stepping away. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.